What you doing, bud?
Oh, you know, just sneaking the old nitrous plate on it.
What the hell? All right, guys. Well, Bobby, this is Bobby's daily. He's got an old worn out 350 in here, and we've been putting together a little something to stick in here.
Yeah.
But needs a really good reason to pull this one out.
Nitrous.
So we're gonna blow this rig up. Well, I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. It might not blow up, but we're gonna put
I think it'll probably do 130 on motor. 130 at the rear wheel.
Oh, you want to dyno it?
Oh, we're dynoing it.
I thought we were just gonna do some hood rat shit.
Well, we could do that.
Let's just do some hood rat shit. We'll put some jets in this thing and just let her eat, bud.
What jets?
Oh, that too. It's sweating a little bit of horsepower like everywhere. So
Everywhere.
That's just the lack of thread.
Lack of RTV.
That's just the lack of thread.
anyway, so what we're gonna do is blow this thing up. We have a whole L83 setup to go in this thing. We just got to finish a couple things on the top and put it back together, and then we're gonna slam that thing in here. So. All right, guys, before we get started with today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, PDS Debt. Guys, freedom is disappearing. Freedom to protect yourself, freedom to live your life how you want to do it, and even how you spend your own money. The system's grip is tightening, and they're using their favorite weapon, debt. Soul-crushing debt. If you're buried in credit cards, loans, medical bills, you're not in control anymore. The banks are. But smart people, you know, they're not waiting around. They're fighting back with PDS Debt. A trusted solution that's helped hundreds of thousands break free and take back their future. PDS Debt goes beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and make a plan customized just for you. There's no minimum credit score. PDS Debt is here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and put the money back where it belongs, in your pocket or in that race car. PDS Debt is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and has tons of A+ rating. Everybody's accrued some debt at some point in their life, you know, whether you're building that hot rod and you spent a little too much, you know, bought a new car, lost your job, or you're just an 18-year-old kid that somebody gave a credit card to and you really didn't understand how they worked, so you just kept swiping it. PDS Debt understands your specific scenarios and will come up with alternative methods and solutions to help you become debt-free. So stop living in debt. Head on over, get your free assessment, find the best option for you. PDSdebt.com/TuneEmAll. Just 30 seconds away from starting to get out of debt. Like I said, PDSdebt.com/TuneEmAll. All right, guys, we appreciate PDS Debt for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the action.
All right, guys, slight change of plans. Nate had to run, so we're not going to put nitrous on the El Camino tonight. We are going to tomorrow, and we're going to baseline it on the dyno. Probably make about 130. And I got a 57 jet loaded up in it, so we'll try that first. Plan on increasing jet until I scatter the thing, so that'd be pretty cool. As of right now, what I decided I'm going to do when I'm sitting here is I'm going to get the L83. This is a Gen 5 LT, like a 2014 and newer 5.3 liter out of the truck. I'm going to get this motor ready to go in the El Camino. Luckily, we have like 3 or 4 of these motors sitting around because I needed to rob a rod and piston out of this one because I made an oopsie, and I need to fly cut the pistons for piston and valve clearance reasons for the camshafts I'm putting in it. And I had the bright idea. I was like, well, I'll just pop it out and I'll just chuck it up in the Bridgeport, and I think I can mill the dome where I need to. And well, I couldn't really do it accurately and repeat it, so I don't have a piston device, so it's kind of just, it is what it is. What I'm going to do is something pretty cool, actually. GPI, Gwatney Performance, they make a in-head fly cutter tool. They make them in a couple of different intake valve diameters and also for exhaust valve diameter, I do believe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cylinder head that I'm not using. I'm going to pop the intake valves out of it, and when I chuck it up on the block, I can, well, you know what, I'll just show you because it's pretty cool. It allows you to run a larger cam in these LT 5.3 motors because of all the Gen 5 LTs, the L83 and the L84 5.3 motors have the tightest piston to valve clearance. Now they actually have an exhaust valve release, and that's because they're a VVT engine, so the cam timing retards. And when the cam timing retards, the exhaust valve close event gets later, so they need to have the exhaust valve relief, but they're very, very tight on the intake because they don't have a valve relief on the intake. Really, if you want to put any aggressive cam in these things, you got to fly cut the intake side. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you that. Show you some other cool stuff I'm doing here. I got my cylinder heads back from the machine shop. I just had them deck them, clean them up, do a valve job on them. And I got these Pretty Trick ICT Billet makes these. They're a they're a DI plug for the direct injection, and as you can see, they go all the way into the chamber. They do a pretty good job of that. Super simple. They make them for both the different size injectors, the older and the newer style. So that'll take care of that. And check this out, what I'm doing here with the fly cutting. As I'm taking that time-lapse video, I'm realizing you guys are probably freaking out right now because I'm not cleaning or using assembly lube on anything. Don't worry, I'm just putting this thing back together with that rod and piston in it so I can fly cut all the pistons, and then I'm going to disassemble it and clean everything properly. I got these heads disassembled, all the valves are out of them, seals are out of them too, you want to take those out. I'm ready to put my GPI tool in, and it's as simple as just putting it on the intake, of course, because that's what we're trying to fly cut. So I'm going to put it in there, put it up against the seat, and then for now I'm going to put the collar on, but I'm going to put it all the way up against the valve guide, and I'll show you why. All right, you see I got it on there tight enough to where you can't wiggle it back and forth, so it's up against the seat completely. Now I'm going to drop it on the motor and I'll show you what you do next. All right, so I have the cylinder head mounted on the block. I have four bolts holding it in. I have the dowels on there. When you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure you have the dowels in there because you need everything to be straight. And as you can see, I have the collar loose now. The piston is up near top dead center, and I have the tool sitting against the top of the piston. So I know I need to fly cut this thing 60 thousandths. Actually, not 60. I don't need to fly cut it that much, but I'm going to because I don't know what the future holds for this engine. I might put a larger cam in it down the road. I just don't know. So I might as well go ahead and fly cut it 60 now, just to make sure I'm not going to have a problem down the road if I change things up. If you don't know how much you need to fly cut, you should probably ask your cam guy. He should be able to calculate it for you. If I'm your cam guy, just let me know what you have, and I should be able to tell you how much you need to fly cut. So what I have here is I have 60 thousandths worth of feeler gauges, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up the collar here. I hope you guys can see this. And I'm going to place it between the valve guide and the collar. So there's 60 thousandths gap between them after I tighten the collar. Theoretically, when I run the power drill on this, it's going to stop when it gets to the collar, which means it theoretically should cut a 60 thousandths valve pocket in the top of the piston. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. All right, as you can see, we fly cut the first piston, and I had to pull the head off, of course, because I got to swap the tool to the next cylinder. But that's it. It's basically just notching the side of the dome. Now, I can't stress this enough. If you're doing this in the car, or you don't plan on pulling the motor apart, I mean, put something over. I mean, you can put masking tape over the whole deck surface, and you can run a vacuum, and there's ways to keep things clean when you're doing this in the car, or if you don't plan on tearing the motor back down. I do plan on tearing the motor back down, so I'm not taking as much precaution. But that's it. Now I just got 7 more to go. Well, I just realized I'm a complete idiot and I don't know how to work a phone, so I forgot to hit record on the time lapse for the second half of the engine. But as you can see, we are all done, and we have fly cut all 8 pistons. So we now have 60 thousandths more piston to valve clearance on the intake side. Obviously, we have miles on the exhaust side because of the valve relief. So what Nate and I are doing with this motor here is we're going to start developing our Gen 5 LT race cam lineup. This is going to have the smallest entry. It's going to be great for L83 stuff. Of course, you're going to want to fly cut with it, but you know how easy that is now. This is going to be called our Little Savage Cam. We also have an LS Little Savage Cam that a lot of people love. This is quite an interesting little project. Some of you guys probably just think it's dumb. I know Nate just thinks it's dumb. What I'm doing is I'm gonna put a carburetor on this, and I'm gonna run it on an MSD box, just the LS6014 box. And Holly actually makes a single plane intake for these Gen 5 LTs, and ICT Billet makes a they make a cam and crank sensor adapter basically. So you use the stock Gen 5 LT cam and crank sensor, but you can adapt it to a Gen 4 LS harness. So essentially, I can run this thing like it's just a Gen 4 LS. And especially since most of these, Florida at 8 p.m. that happens. So what we're doing with these Gen 5 LT race cam lineup is they're all going to be 3-bolt cams. So what that is we've been doing this for quite some time. I've actually been doing it for about 5 or 6 years, but we make them 3-bolt cams, and you use a Gen 4 LS 3-bolt 4X cam gear, and you just use an aftermarket front cover. They make them billet, and they also make them cast now, so it's a little bit more cost effective, and it's essentially just going to be an LS cam timing at that point. It's got LS pin angle and everything, but we have the covers that work for them, both in cast and in billet. So we're developing a little line here. We're going to try some R&D stuff, test it on the dyno, of course, maybe run it at the track, and it should make a pretty kick-ass daily driver too. So stay tuned for the rest of it. I'm going to pull apart the short block right now that we have all 8 pistons fly cut. I'm going to pull apart the short block, clean everything real well, and then I'll start assembly. I'm going to hone it, give it a hone job. I'm going to check clearances. I got some extra clearance bearings I was talking to you guys about, so you'll see that. All right, so we got this thing all tore down. It is actually in fairly good shape. I mean, there's still coating on the bearings, if that's any indication for you. Rod bearings all looked good, except for the one I took out of that motor. That one did not look good. Crankshaft looks great. I don't think it's going to need any polish or anything, to be honest. The main bearings look awesome. The rod journals look great on the crank. So we are going to get this thing cleaned up and start putting it together.
All right, bud. Got your ghetto nitrous kit hooked up?
Oh, she's all hooked up.
Looking just like a Spark, dude.
Dude, I got this fire hazard going.
Whatever the heck that piece of crap is.
Well, we spraying this thing wet today, boy.
Yeah, we got a wet kit on it.
I got it teed off the mechanical fuel pump. O'Reilly special, 17 bucks. Spent more on this Y right here from O'Reilly's than the actual fuel pump. That's not a joke either. But yeah, we got her all hooked up.
All right, so what's the plan here? He wants to take it to the dyno just to see what kind of power it makes.
Yeah, we're gonna baseline it on motor. It's got a 57 jet in it right now. I have a few more jets. I think we're gonna end up with like a 68 in it.
I don't know what that plate will actually flow. We might end up just...
No, that's a cheater plate.
Yeah, it'll flow what, 250, 300?
I think it'll flow 300 all day long.
Okay. I don't think that motor's gonna take 300. I don't think it'll ingest 300.
I don't think it will.
We're definitely... You should maybe take the hood off or something so you don't hurt the hood.
No, we're good.
I'll bring a fire extinguisher.
No, we'll be fine. Trust me, we'll be all right.
Famous last words.
I gotta pull some plugs out of them. Pull some plugs out of it, clean them up. It's got a
Clean
leaky.
them up. That one ain't even on.
Well, I just pulled off the boot, but it's got a
Oh,
leaky
okay.
valve seal, so it keeps on fouling that plug back there. But
Gotcha.
we want maximum performance today, so we're gonna clean
All
it
right,
off.
we're gonna take a break. I got Mississippi Queen coming apart. We're gonna take a break, take this thing over to dyno. See how much nitrous we can push through this thing, I guess. But you said this thing's pretty bad most of the time. Let's see what you got. Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Bro, how does this thing even run? I can't even, let's see if I can get it to focus. Bro, what is even that?
Dude, it's just
It
this
just
plug.
fouls it out a little bit,
The
huh?
rest of the plugs look great, but it's got
What
a
is
leaky
on
valve
that?
seal. It's all oil and stuff, dude.
Bro, that's hard. Like,
Well, yeah, I haven't cleaned it off in like 2 weeks.
oh my God.
Yeah, so we should have sprayed it with this though. I did bump it through the motor last night to try it out.
Bro, what
Make
is,
sure it was hitting.
what is on that?
Dude, this is all oil.
Are you sure that's not out of a boat engine?
No, dude.
That's all oil.
This motor
Jesus
is.
Christ.
Listen, stop making fun of my motor.
Sweating all the horse.
Carb guys, dude.
It has nothing to do with the carburetor. See if it works. I don't know. It's hard to tell because it's always so slow. I don't really know if that was any faster.
It was definitely spraying.
Yeah, it's working. Oh yeah, she ain't never ran like that. She feels like a 14-second car now. Used to be normally a 16, 18-second car, you know.
Drives like a damn boat.
Feels like one.
Yeah.
Give her a little blip up here, you know. First gear, see what it does. Not much. Really not much.
What jet's in it?
Huh?
What jet is in it?
That is a 57 jet.
57?
57. Yeah. So I think that's like 125-ish.
125?
Yeah.
Put a 200 shot in this rig.
Yeah, I'll show you what it does on motor so you can get an understanding
Alright.
of just how slow it is.
Yeah, you can definitely
it's-
feel
yeah.
the difference between the nitrous and that. Yeah.
All right, bud, you got her all strapped down.
Strapped up.
Tested her on the way. Nitrous works.
Yeah.
What do you think?
On motor right now for the baseline, I'm gonna say 125.
125?
I'll say
Yeah.
150.
I'm going to go 110 because I've heard this motor.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I'm gonna go 100.
You think?
Yeah.
100? I'm going to go 110.
Yeah, that's gonna slow down.
Second gear pull because I don't know what kind of drive
I have
shaft's
no
in this.
RPM gauge, so I'm gonna pull it until
It stops pulling?
it starts floating.
Yeah. About 5,000 probably.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what it does. R.I.P.
I was close. I was close.
Dude, 141. This thing's a spicy unit, dude.
That is terrible, dude. I didn't the damn Sonic make that?
I think so.
Hey, look at the pull above it though. That was my baseline.
Yeah.
Yo, Nate.
It doesn't get higher. I mean, it didn't even get to
Yeah.
cross horsepower and torque.
They peak at 4,300.
Yeah. I mean, the torque early was good, but
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's see.
It's 4,100.
Let's see what. I got a bottle sitting in the sun, so we'll spray with the 57 and then see what it does.
Yeah. Should pick up 100.
Well,
We'll see.
yeah. All right, guys. 100 shot is loaded, so we're gonna see what it does. See how much it picks up. The bottle's got a hit or two on it, but it should have enough nitrous in it for this.
There's fire coming out of the carb.
Was it really?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of fire.
I don't think it had enough nitrous in it.
2 horsepower.
Wow.
I don't think it had enough nitrous in that bottle.
I don't know. Seems like it.
There's a little fireball out the carb.
No, gotta open the bottle.
Oh, come on, Doug.
I told you when we got here it was
told me to
closed.
turn
What
it
you
off.
mean?
Hey, my fault, my fault.
It had what
had a lot
was
of
in the
fuel.
whatever. All right, see this little spike? That's what was in the line, and then the rest of it was just fuel. Run it back. They cleaned the plugs off. Didn't quite pick up 100, but that was a little better. You can hear it getting the rest of the fuel out of there. That's funny. Look, it did, but it wasn't terribly bad. I mean, you made it a little further. They at least crossed over this time. But yeah.
I pulled it a little higher on that one. Not that it matters.
What fuel jet you got in there?
It's 5751.
That's pretty bad. I would change the nitrous jet and leave the fuel jet the same.
I'm gonna put a 62 in it.
Yeah.
Or 63.
This thing don't have a lot of camshaft at all in it.
It's got stock cam in it.
The more, yeah, it's gonna have a hard time ingesting all the fuel and nitrous. So I would up the nitrous and lean it out a little bit. All right, guys. So we didn't have the 67 jet to go to a 150. So the 71 jet will be between 150 and 175 area. So let's see what it picks up. Let's see how much is left in that bottle. I got the other one still sitting in the sun. We'll go up from there.
$244. 301 torque.
100 foot-pounds. Can we put a fresh bottle in it? Yeah. I think it needs a fresh bottle. Maybe some more nitrous.
Hey, but you have your foot-pound torque. You could have
300 whole foot-pounds. Hey, Bud, I don't know if you know this, but your plug wire's not on.
No, rush. Leave the shop.
Did you never put it back on? Have we been on 7 cylinders this whole time?
Yeah.
I don't believe you, dude. There's no way this thing made 140 on 7.
It did. I
Ah,
promise I didn't unplug it.
I feel like you were up here fooling around and it fell off. Well, just make sure you put it back on.
I will. Is it probably burnt on the header though?
I don't know. Put it back on so you don't forget.
That was unplugged.
Well, if that's the case, we're going to pick up about 20%
We're
more.
going to make 300 right now. Got the 85.
Yeah, 85 jet, a little bit more fuel.
Jet, the 71.
Yeah.
And
We'll see what it does.
Extra cylinder now.
That's usually 15 to 20% if you lose a hole.
Yeah, but that hole, I don't know.
Yeah, that one might be 5. I didn't even care. That hole's so wore out, I
I
didn't
think
even
that
care.
hole got a ring land. It's definitely got the valve seal.
Yeah. What do you need?
You
get
a bigger adjuster.
Oh,
so I
okay.
get that bottom.
All right.
There we go.
300. Hey, I gotta go drive this thing on the street.
I think we got to do a 102 jet, and then if it lives through that, then we go drive it on the street. We're gonna do a 102 jet. The whole point of coming here was to blow this thing up and tow it home. We're doing a 102. If it survives, street race.
Look at that. Look at the difference between
Yeah, look at that.
and A and
So it picked up, what's that? I can't see what that is. 130, 165 horse there. So it clearly was down a hole the whole time. So that's pretty good. But I say 102 jet,
Buddy, don't make me
a little
get
more
busted
fuel,
out here with the moped.
and then go rip it on the street, see what it does.
I mean, I'm down for whatever. I think it'd be nicer to drive it back. You
You
know,
have to record one of them blow up. We blew up the Hyundai. Yeah, but
Hyundai ain't got nothing on it.
the Hyundai, the Hyundai had a hard life there at the end. We didn't get to record.
350 foot-pounds of torque on one.
You know what's crazy though? That L83 will probably beat that
On
NA.
Yeah,
Oh, it's definitely gonna beat
Yeah.
that.
It should probably do 350 or 375 on there, I think.
All right, one more jet swap. Letter E.
We're gonna do it. Hey, 4th of July is coming early this year.
All right, so we got a 102 nitrous jet,
And I put the
85 fuel
in the
jet.
fuel.
I don't think this plate will flow much more than that anyway.
That's
but
all it's got for
yeah.
sure. I've actually went 540s on this jet before, so
Yeah, back in the day.
the fact that it hasn't blown up even on the 85 is surprising.
Let's see what it does. If it lives, you can have some party time on the street.
If it
Yeah,
lives.
if it lives. I think it'll be all right. You want to do the, the thing?
Like, you want me to? You don't need to.
305. It didn't pick nothing up though.
It will not ingest any more nitrous. We can keep on jetting this thing, and it's not gonna.
It might be rich too now, but all right, fine. It lived. You can go party on the street now.
I cannot believe it lived on that jet. That is incredible.
All right, so final numbers. Let's look at this. We made 344 foot-pounds at peak, 346 over the stock 201, but it doesn't really tell the whole story. Everywhere else, it's, I mean, you can see it's out here at 5,000 RPM or almost 200 horsepower probably, so not bad. We made more horsepower on nitrous than it did on the motor. Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, what?
We sprayed more nitrous than
Oh, yeah.
you have horsepower on the
Well, we were on 7 cylinders on
Well,
motor.
that's
Don't
true, too.
forget that.
You want to run it back on the
Yeah,
real quick?
Back
All right.
on motor.
On all 8, it went. Oh wow, 172.
That's pretty good. All right, let me get it on this one. We need 172 on motor, which honestly, it makes it less impressive on nitrous.
A little bit, but still.
Yeah.
So,
Look how much farther the nitrous stretches out the peak.
I know, that's crazy, right? That's just lack of airflow and the nitrous actually giving it. So
Oxidizing.
out here, it made 100 and, which one's horsepower? 140, and on the nitrous so we picked up 140 roughly horsepower on the nitrous up high.
Yeah, we picked up 140 horsepower on roughly a 315 shot.
Which we're not really tuning it. We're just,
knew it wasn't
we're
gonna,
guessing on fuel and everything. So it could be a little bit rich, it could be a little bit lean, we don't know.
Also, I never touched the timing.
Yeah.
It still has 30 degrees.
It's only got 30 in it?
It's got 30 total in it.
That's it?
Yeah. Oh, dude, if I try to put more in it, pings on freaking pump
Oh,
gas.
yeah, it's on 89 octanes, dude. All right, unstrap it while you got some nitrous left. Just see what the thing will do. You know why I held all that? It's got one of them small black Chevys. They can't see me, but my head is touching the roof.
Yeah, you weren't built for classic cars.
I'm pretty sure everybody back in the day was small.
Yeah, I think that's the real thing. You gotta tell me when, though. So I know when to floor.
If nobody has ever just put nitrous on a random car,
Oh, yeah.
you gotta do it.
Let this be a lesson to everybody at home watching this. If you have a car sitting around and it doesn't have at least a 73 jet on it, what are you doing?
73 a little much. All right, ready? Yep. Did it lay over?
No, dude.
It's like such a turd.
I know. But if you knew what it felt like normally,
Yeah.
you'd be like, I'll just show you what it feels like normally. See how the oil pressure's looking.
So we got 20?
We're dropping.
Yeah, it's
about 10. I lifted before you let off the button. That's why I was afraid to crack the throttle open.
We'll wait till we get a little closer. We gotta do it from a dead stop.
Oh, we will.
That's what it'll actually
The
like.
problem is it's got a stock 400 in it. It's got like a weird governor thing, so it automatically shifts to second even if you have it in first. But we'll see what happens.
Oh, you watch either?
What about the motor? In neutral? Dude, that thing hits a lot harder than the first jet I put in there.
Oh, that's sharp. What is that? I don't know if they can see this through there, but we just had a tornado come through here like 2 days ago. And it like landed right here where we're at and then tore up a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And you can see the fences and stuff. It literally came through like right here. Shoo!
It was just like 50 feet wide.
Right here.
Everything else around it is fine. I'm gonna stop over here.
Yeah. I can't see in the mirror. Are we clear behind us?
Yeah, it's just dug behind us.
You gonna stall her up a little bit?
Yeah. Alright. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hit it. Dude, it's never kicked two before. Oh my god, dude, I hope Doug is recording.
Ready?
Hold on. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Set, go.
I don't know how it did just pop back through the hood.
I don't know, dude. We sprayed it from a dead idol.
Oh, she's popping now. That guy's like, I'm calling the cops.
Alright, ready? Hit it. I cannot believe this thing's still alive. I cannot believe we didn't just blow the hood off right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you get me out of the way so you can, Were you spraying it? Bang it through the
Are you still in neutral?
Yeah, it's in neutral. I wish I had that on video. Dude, it
It
lived
looked just like Garrett's Elko.
You didn't video it?
all over it.
Oh man, that's why I stopped again.
I was trying not to get rear-ended.
We could do it again.
It didn't blow.
Dude, we got a 102
We have a 102 jet in it.
I tried to
It
record the
still didn't
second
blow.
Oh
time.
man, yeah, I can't recommend that enough. You got some piece of crap car laying around, dude. Just put nitrous on. You'll never stop smiling. I promise you. But that's gonna do it for the El Camino for now. We get the truck part. Motor's coming out of this thing. And we're gonna have a fresh unit in this thing, and we'll redo this whole thing one more time. What you think, Bob?
I think the L83 is gonna make like 520 on the bottle.
Yeah, we don't have to put that much nitrous to it, but it'll probably handle a good 150, 200 easy.
Yeah, easily. I think the L83 will probably do 350 or 375 with the tire on motor.
Yeah.
So. That's the whole goal here. Do better on motor than this motor can do.
It'll definitely,
nitrous.
definitely will do that for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's that sound?
Oh,
radiator.
Oh snap!
Oh, we got the hose.
We're just standing here talking. I'm like, what's that sound?
No biggie, no biggie. I need new ones anyway.
Hey, good thing the motor's coming. Oh god!
Let me roll it back. Let me roll it
Come
back. I don't
on!
want you staying in the new concrete here.
Unbelievable. This guy, he could ruin a wet dream. He just made his own. Look at all that rusty water.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be that color.
I just got hose water in here.
Like I said, it's a 4-bolt main 350. If you want to buy it, let me know. Nitrous proven, nitrous built. Small block Chevy.
Small block Chevy.
Alright guys, so I got a little carried away last night and I went ahead and assembled the whole short block. Forgot to video anything, sorry about that. Getting ready to put the camshaft in now though, and I want to show you guys something pretty cool. Like I was talking about, our Gen 5 LT race line that we're coming out with, they're all going to be a 3-bolt cam, and they all have a 38% fuel pump lobe if you're using DI. What's pretty cool about them is it allows you to delete the phaser, and you also don't have to use a single bolt modified gear. You actually just use a standard Gen 4 LS 4X cam gear and just a regular set of ARP LS cam bolts. So it's a pretty nice delete setup. We have covers in both billet and cast, and cleans up everything, and you get 3 bolts in your camshaft.
Alrighty. Looks like our boy Bob got his motor out.
She's all
Did you
out.
go home at all? Or
I went home around 2:30. You know, I was here pulling the motor out, watching the UFC fights a little bit, so kind of just screwing around. Wasn't really
he forgot to
working
film
hard.
pulling the motor out, so
Yeah, forgot to film everything.
it's got a Bluetooth 350 Chevy over there now. Fresh nitrous motor if anybody wants it.
By the way, $100. nitrous proven, 102 jet.
All right, so you're gonna clean it up a little bit. What do you got left? Clean it up in here. A couple of things.
Yeah, clean it up in here. Get it up in the air so I can get that motor on a stand, and then roll that motor under and put the mounts on it and start figuring out where it goes. And make about 30 trips to the auto parts store because I forgot everything. And we're running in no time.
It'll be simple. It's carbureted.
Yeah.
All
It
right,
will be simple.
let's get to it. It's Sunday. We gotta get shit done.
Good thing I put red Loctite on them.
Now I know you lying. Kick it like a man, dude.
Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro.
Suck hair. Sound like a damn turkey. Get around, I get around, I get around. Stop moving. Go up a little. Stop moving. You're gonna spike me in the
This
head.
got no brakes.
Go up a little. Stop. Up a little more. Up a little more. Put her on down. Get down. Got one of them 010 blocks in it. I don't know what the hell it means. I just hear them small block Chevy guys say it all the time. Hey man, it's got one of them 010 blocks. Fobo main. All right, guys, before we shove this thing in here, I want to give a huge shout out to our boys over at Holley. They hooked us up with this intake manifold to allow us to run the carburetor on this engine, as well as their hot rod oil pan, so we can have our nice capacity of oil in this thing so we don't starve them bearings, you know what I'm saying? The other thing we got from them was the MSD box. We'll show y'all a little bit of how we're doing this. ICT billet makes a little plug adapters. So if you want to run your LT engine like a LS3, ICT billet sells these. So you just literally can plug it in and run it like a 58X, 4X motor and you have no issues. So ICT block offs, ICT cover, ICT block off over here, ICT billet oil pressure center. So all the ICT goodies, as well as cam motion cover on this rig and one of our custom cams in it. So that's a little rundown of the motor. But again, huge shout out to our boys over at Holley for getting us hooked up.
I got the ICT billet swap mounts on. They work perfect. And I actually measured the original motor to where these go to the bell housing. And it's the same distance in the front mount, which is great. It's going to work perfect. Just over here, where the original vacuum pump is, I have a block off on there. And it has to go to the front slot, and it actually hits a little bit before it lines up. So I'm just going to modify that a little bit. Should be good to go. Cut out a little notch in it. And she fits up there perfect now. Tech tip.
All right, after about 2 hours of finagling, because this is probably the tightest fitting motor we've ever tried to install, it is finally in and bolted into place. But holy crap, was that a task. We had like this much. Everything had to just finally line up perfectly, and it finally, dunk, right in where it was supposed to, but it's finally in. So
It's also a gasser now, as you can tell by how high it
front
is in the
sits
front.
way higher. I don't know how much lighter this is than that.
It's definitely a good bit lighter than the old motor.
It's a minimum of 100, I would say.
Yeah.
Minimum, but yeah. Have you test fit any? Yeah, we got test fit headers and wiring and a couple other things. But
Should be 3 or 4 hours. Should be ready to rip.
yeah, ready to run.
Ready to roll.
As long as we the headers fit like they're supposed to, we should be good. Otherwise,
Looking kind of tight.
it looks a little snug. We should probably drop one in and see.
We will see. I'm gonna grab one.
Yeah, grab one.
Which side will go? I might have to put it up from the bottom. But I'm pretty confident that will go in. The other side's the worrying part. Steering.
Can you lift the
Steering
bar?
arm.
Ooh.
Yeah, thanks,
That is
Doug.
definitely not going that way.
Definitely have to go in from the bottom.
Oof.
You know, I have these on my other Chevelle, and they actually work pretty well for the LF. I think they're gonna work.
Oh, dude.
Oh, wow, okay.
Mint.
Yeah,
Nice fit, dude.
better fit than I thought it was gonna
Isn't it?
be.
Yeah, it doesn't hit nowhere. Look at that. All right, let me grab the. You want me to bolt that? You got bolts? Oh, you need a gasket.
I need gaskets, yeah.
All right, well, that's hey, it fits. That fits
I gotta hook up
really
a couple
nice.
wires too before I get these in my way.
All right, let's just double check this side real quick.
Yeah, I'll send it in from the bottom.
Ow, that's sharp. This side has
It's
more room
that,
too.
that right there is
Yeah.
what's really holding it up.
What's holding it up?
The control arm.
It always is.
Yeah, I think we'll go the other way. Knock it down. I'm stuck. Now you did it. Yeah, you done it.
We're really doofed on this one.
Knock it down some more. You got to keep going. No, down. No. Yeah, that way. I'm trying to take it out.
I'm trying to.
It was getting there. There you go.
Alright, where we go?
Take it. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. Maybe. Maybe not. No, we gotta get that out of the way. That one's gonna be once we get it in place, it doesn't come back out thing. So we'll do that one last.
So, as you can see, we have a serious drag racing rear suspension setup here. As you can see, we got no bushings left in any of the control arms in the rear. The uppers, no bushings left in those either. It's got air shocks in the back. It's got some lowering springs, because that's all that really matters. Got to be looking good. And the air shocks, the lines for the air are broken, so can't actually put air in them. But yeah, I mean, this is how you got to go racing, guys. You've seen Lumberjack. All right, guys, we're getting everything most of the way buttoned up. I got the accessories mostly all together. I need some hardware for here. It goes through the alternator and the water pump into the cylinder. It's extra long. I don't have that bolt here. I got this sweet tensioner adjuster from ICT Billet, and this is a 2019 and newer water pump. So if you're doing a swap on an older car and you're trying to put an LT motor in it, you're going to want to use a 2019 and newer truck water pump because it has the inlet and outlet on opposite sides instead of the same side. So that helps big time. I got the carburetor on it. I got the coils wired up in a way that all I got to do is plug in the harness. Everything's coming along slowly but surely. Ran into a couple of snags, no big deal. Gonna get the headers on here in a second, put the starter in there. I gotta say, guys, this was not that bad of a swap. You know, the aftermarket is there for them now. They were a little bit tougher about 4 or 5 years ago, but a lot of companies are starting to make parts for them and make this a lot easier. The only problem with these motors is, gosh, are they ugly. I mean, let's take a look at that. That is not a good looking engine. I'm gonna put valve covers on it eventually, relocate the coils, you know, the normal stuff, try to do the best I can, but they're not the best looking. However, I think I have something that can fix that. Just like that, I fixed it. It's not as ugly now. Gold Moroso makes everything look better. All right, guys, I got the car back up in the air. Did some plumbing on the fuel system, real basic stuff here. What I did was, straight out of the stock tank, it goes into the Holly Blue pump. It goes up over the, oh yeah, check that out when it's up in the air. It goes over the shock mount and spring perch and everything. And then it comes out where the factory fuel line does. And I just ran it up the front. I mean, real basic, not the right way to do things. It'll go up here to the regulator, but we're in a rush, so that's gonna fly. I just wanted to change the fuel lines. The stock stuff is 5/16. Wanted something a little bit bigger, so just 3/8 hose the whole way.
All right, guys. I think we've at least gotten to a point where we can do a little test fire. No exhaust on it. Transmission, all that stuff's hooked up. Accessories are not hooked up. We don't have water to it yet. But we can at least fire this thing up, see if he's got oil pressure, make sure everything's kind of healthy before we finish buttoning this rig up. He's got most of his fuel system ran, but we just got the MSD box kind of rigged up right now so we can fire it up and see how she is, see if she got oil pressure.
All right, everything is hooked up. We got our oil pressure gauge in there. We got our MSD box with whatever tune was in Gold Digger. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's probably not crazy.
Yeah. And we're just gonna hot wire it to the battery and see what happens.
Got some Q16. Looks like I pissed on a water bottle, but that I promise is Q16.
We're gonna fill up the float bowls and we'll fire it off.
See if it doesn't backfire and catch my face on fire.
It will. It's gonna make a mess.
Did you shake much, bro? Yeah.
You wanna work the throttle?
I was kind of, hold on, let me flip this around. Oh, dude, I got me a little throttle stick. I can stand back a little bit. It's out. It's not in gear, right? All right, test fire number 1.
I don't got my key.
Oh, jeez. Anticlimactic much. You can cut this out, Doug. He's an idiot. I'm gonna give her a few squirts of fuel.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead. See if it'll fire off. I don't know if that's a knock or.
No, I'm hearing something squeaking, dude. From in here, it sounds like a squeak.
Something was.
Maybe the lifters ain't pumping up.
I don't know. It's pretty. I don't know if it was exhaust or. I'll fire it up again. See if we can. See if it's knocking or. Go ahead. It runs.
Got an alarming amount of oil pressure when you rev it.
How high did it go?
90.
It went to 90?
Yeah.
Good God. You know what they say, man? You make them bearings too tight, everybody gonna know. If you make them too loose, ain't nobody gonna care.
Dude, I would have loved to. But an extra clearance bearing off.
I don't know what that sound is. I don't know if it's the exhaust or if it's.
I can't hear it from in the car. It just sounds like a squeak from inside the car.
I wonder if we have a dead hole. It runs, it's got oil pressure. You can button it up. Well, she runs at least.
It runs. It's got an alarming amount of oil pressure.
Yeah.
It's only got a 5W30 in it, and bearing clearances are just under 2,000.
Yeah,
so.
she was a little snug.
It was a little snug. I put extra clearance bearing in it, but it was still tighter than I wanted. I was hoping for around 2 or 2.5. It wasn't there, and I didn't feel like getting machine work done. So I was like, screw it, we're gonna put it together and just run a 530. But I don't know. We're gonna see.
What was it at idle? It was like 40?
At idle, it was like 35.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah. But where's idle? Because I don't have an RPM gauge.
Well, yeah, that's true. We don't know
that
where it's
could
at.
have been 1,100 RPM.
Yeah.
So
I mean, my car,
At an 850, it could be 20. You know what I mean?
my car cold idle. I mean, granted, I was on 2050,
Mhm.
but my car cold idled at like
Yeah.
60, 70, came down to like 40, 50 before I left the line, and it would be
Yeah.
90, 95 down track. There is a relief in there, so
Yeah, there is. There's
it'll bleed off
also-
some, but
Yeah.
it's a stock pump, so
Stock pump just left unplugged, which
Yeah,
normally
it defaults to
presets
high. Yeah.
yeah.
well, you got some tidying up to do. You got to finish up the accessories.
Got to figure out a cooling system. Well, I got the
Yeah.
cooling system figured out. Just got to figure out a hose for over there. I got a manual steering box I want to put on it. Besides that, almost done.
And a big, big, big mess to clean up in my shop. And my tools, they're everywhere. So, all right, well, she's a runner. Next video, we'll maybe do something cool. Go put it back on the dyno, see what it does, see how much power we picked up. We'll go from there. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you watching. You guys know the deal. As always, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next episode.